everybody. This video is a quick look at some of the student work that was submitted over the break or maybe just before. This is a rough draft manuscript that looks like it has been prepared in potential spreads, which is great. All of these spreads can easily be converted to the InDesign template that we'll be working with. So I'm going to provide some very brief feedback and then show you a little bit more about the online library, which would be a great resource for this project. So the first thing I'm noticing is this is a great first spread for a full bleed image that is going to be large. This has a really great image quality. So always look for images with good quality, and I will show you how to do that at the end of this feedback session. I started in the large text areas, I started editing a little bit. For the purposes of this video, I'm not going to get into the actual writing. I'm just going to review first thoughts and some feedback here. So pay attention to contrast of text and images on the page. It looks like this caption is just slightly hard to read. And for a little bit of context, this student and I discussed her story being from the perspective of a high-end magazine article, like Architectural Digest. So I'm definitely picking up on that vibe just from this first spread alone. Like, this looks like it could have come from it. So really great job at capturing that theme. The second spread is really great. These two images match each other really well. The one thing, and I do really like the style of captions here with it's the same text or typeface, but the labels are bolded, and I think that matches the aesthetic really well. And it maintains the structure, but also the eclectic aesthetic of even the theme of this project. Another thing is when you do text on the page, you want to make sure that you are fully justified in your paragraphs. So that means, after you write, then you would go up. I'll do a little example here. I put a note here. So you would go up, and here's justify all the lines. I mean, I'm just using Illustrator to show examples of this, but this is the idea of justifying all of your lines is where they're even. And then you will also want to turn off, I wrote hypotheses. Oh boy, okay. So you will also want to turn off the hyphenation. That's funny. Sorry about that. I will correct this. Yeah, you don't want professional text to be a victim of a hyphenation if it can be avoided. Unless the hyphenation is a natural part of the word. But for things like Guggenheim as the name, it should stay as a singular name or collection. Moving on, again, thinking about color is really great. Really loving the style of this. So even though we do have a specific template in InDesign that has prescribed fonts and sizing and everything, because the style and theme of this particular project is very specific in its publication value and aesthetic, that won't apply to this because this is really dependent on the style of the spread as a singular piece. So we'll still have some page numbers, and we'll work a way to make it blend with the style of this piece. And again, this is a great image. The one thing I am noticing is that it's a stock image. And so I wanted to show you guys a little tool that we have through Western, and maybe you've used the database called ARTstor. This is ARTstor. You can get to it just through the library website, and then you go to database, and this is the name of the database. And basically, you can find licensed images. So these are images that we have already licensed for our use. So, for instance, just to pull it up, I typed prayer rug, and these are high quality, museum quality images, definitely images that you can include in your book, and they will also give you the correct citation information. I'll just click one. And because it is coming from a professional library, it is logged. So you have all of the information about it as well, and the original location of it. So since these, all of these images are professionally owned by organizations such as museums, the licensing data and the rights, they're all okayed for you to use for this project. So you might see a rights issue down here. This is just, you'll find this on all of the searches you do, regardless if it's an image or not. So but we will be okay in the style of our publication as long as you correctly cite your sources here. So back to results. I'm just going to, I don't know, type something, see what we get. Yeah, so mushrooms have always been a significant part of design throughout time. There's a bunch of images here. You can even just look in different categories. There will pretty much always be an image for anything you search for. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not that one. So we might want to say, and that could be how I typed it. So ballroom, but we might be able to, I mean, this, yeah. Okay. So this is a hole in the database. It's a good thing that the student doing this topic probably has images, and this doesn't mean you can't use images that you find elsewhere on the internet. It's just that these images are guaranteed to be high quality, they will print correctly, they're fully embedded with the information you need, and very easy to cite, and pre-licensed for us. So have fun with that. Again, this is ARTstor. This is an image database for art and design. You'll find all of art history and design history here. This, might already be something you know from art history classes. We will be doing a lot of research using the library and databases next semester. So if you're unfamiliar with these, definitely give this a go and look at it, and type in anything that you can think of. And you'll probably find some really great images for it. So let's see. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Anyway. So let me go back to this. So I would recommend, I don't know the name of this picture or the designer. There's a caption here, but it's more or less a caption that correlates with the story as opposed to the citation of this image. I think there was a citation page submitted with this project, so I could reference that just to get the name of this. so then I could search for it in ARTstor database. So I hope that is helpful in getting started and starting to think about spreads and how things work. Again, I am not going to go through the text. This project may need more text associated with it, and it's okay to go beyond the spread. I mean, it's an image heavy story, so the image, you don't want to sacrifice images for text, so it might just be that more spreads are created, which is, you know, totally fine. You have to do what you have to do, what's best for your project. So thank you very much. I hope you find this helpful. And as more work is submitted and, you know, things that I think are helpful for you to see or hear, I will keep reviewing and posting. Thank you.